She publishing. She publishing. She publishing. She publishing. She 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 publishing.
Hey, hey. Yeah, it wouldn't be a show without me dancing, y'all. Welcome to the She Pub Network where we talk books, authors, and publishers. I am Shanitha Finesse, CEO and founder of She Publishing LLC. And tonight, let me tell you, you will be introduced to a number of men on our roster, okay? The men of She. As a matter of fact, we're going to take this whole week and make it a whole celebration. We are calling this the holiday season 3 of the She Pub Network, and we are calling it the Holiday Views. And today, as you can see, we have a great roster. Who we have with us today and we will be introducing you to today is Mr. Royce, Tony, Marvin, and Terry. So without further ado, let's give a round of applause for these brothers, these men of she. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Fabulous.
Wonderful.
Fabulous.
Wonderful.
All right. So, we're gonna go around the room a little bit. We're gonna have our men of she introduce themselves. What I do want you guys to do, if you're on the chat, I want you to put if you're viewing this live, I want you to post your name and where you're from and who invited you. We will be doing giveaways. So, two of the things that I want to keep in mind is you guys, if you can guess the favorite holiday movie of these men, as well as a goal. We're gonna be giving away a book, and we may even ask the men to give away some cold cash. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. Terry, like, I don't know about that. But that's what we're gonna do. But this the thing. I'm gonna tell you the names of the movies, y'all. Okay. So you just look and you say, okay, I think that person likes this particular movie. All right. So, but again, we're going to introduce everybody. Marvin, can you tell everybody where you from and the name of your book?
Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody, and my brothers here. My name is Marvin O'Brien. I'm from the Dallas Fort Worth area. The title of my book is "I Woke Up Black," and I did. Last I checked,
Look,
but
last I
glad to
checked,
be
I
here.
woke up black too, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Terry. Terry, let's introduce yourself, where you from, and what's the name of your book?
My name is Terry Haywood, and I'm from Bellwood, Illinois, which is 8 miles west of Chicago, Illinois. The name of my book is Quit is Not an Option, because not only did I wake up black, I woke up a quitter. So my book is going to tell you about that and some of the things that we shouldn't do in life. And hopefully I can share that with all of you.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Next, we'll have Antonius. Where you from and the name of your book?
Okay, well, my name is Antonius Finch. I'm from Chicago, more specifically the Inglewood community. The name of my book is Finch Files. It's a collection of short stories.
Okay.
Each story, each story is each story is based on, well, excuse me, the stories in my book can reach people of all ages. So I wrote it for teenagers, older people, Christians. It's a few. It's a few stories in the book.
They good, y'all. They some good stories. And now we have Sir Royce.
Hello, I'm Royce Dixon from Rockford, Illinois, and the title of my book is Blessed While Broken. I'm sorry, that's one of my books. This latest book is Hidden Feelings Revealed. You see, I haven't taken out the plastic yet, so I want to keep it secure, but it talks about why men have a hard time sharing their feelings and showing their emotions and what drove us to be that way. It's part two of my very first book, Hidden Feelings.
Wow. All right. So the first thing, let me see. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, since it is the holidays, okay. Um, I'm gonna throw this out to the group, and I want to know, like, we don't really know the guys yet, okay? So it is okay. All right. If anybody can tell us whose favorite movie is The Grinch, you will get a prize, okay? Whose favorite movie is The Grinch that you think from these men? All right, and we're gonna get with the first question. Okay. So I want to throw this out here. Whoever want to jump in first, you can, but what what was your why of writing your stories? And you may have to again let us know the title of that story.
Well, I can start it off with quit is not an option. My why is my wife, Donna Marie Shelby Haywood. And a few years ago, maybe like 41 years ago, I really didn't have a clue of what type of man I would become because the environment I was in felt like I didn't have an opportunity to grow. But with time and patience and meeting the wonderful woman of my life who showed me that it's okay not to quit, it's okay to have differences as long as we could work together and support each other. Hopefully we can live another 41 years. And also, I just would like to say, I'm willing to learn. I want to learn more things about life and more things about myself to be a good author as well.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'll go next. My reason why is it's really simple. Is to uplift and encourage other people. About 10 years ago, I went through a divorce, and I was married for 18 years, then went through a divorce, and then we got remarried approximately 2 years later. And during that time, I started writing a book called Blessed While Broken, which details that process and the things that we went through. And as I was writing, I began to realize that I had all these hidden feelings in myself that I had never dealt with, that I never even knew about. So I began writing both books at the same time, and I just released Hidden Feelings first because my wife and I hadn't really decided if we were going to go ahead with the project or not. And so as I was continued writing, I came up with part 2 to Hidden Feelings because there's so much more to what I wrote in the first book. The first book was really about just getting us as men to read a little bit more. I know we don't like to, so I kind of kept it short, but there was more I wanted to say. And now I realize that this can be a series. It's going to be a series of books of Hidden Feelings. So those are my reasons why, to uplift and encourage other people to realize, to dig deep if you want to be a better person.
Wow. Marvin?
My why is basically my love for my people, my love for everybody, but mainly my people, my black brothers, black sisters. We've lost our way with love and support. We lost our way with complimenting each other. It's just good morning. What's up, my brother? A good firm handshake, a good look dead in the eye. And my question that I've learned over 56 years, I asked myself, do we really know what a real black man should be? Because we're so watered down now. And do a real black woman know what she really should be? Because there's so much going on with the way we dress now, we show everything, this and that. So my biggest thing, this book is I Woke Up Black, is to go back to the old landmark of how we were raised back in those days when we didn't have nothing. We shared what we had. We looked out for one another's kids. We told each other about jobs. There was hiring on the job. If you need a job, I can help you get a job. Nobody's even talking anymore in the black community to each other about help. And so if you don't have a computer, if you don't have a cell phone, you pretty much out of luck with a relationship in our black community. So I just want to do something to leave here for generations to come to know that this ain't how we used to be. This is some brand new and it ain't working.
Wow. And Antonius?
Okay, well, my why is simply based off of emotions. You're entitled to your emotions, but you have to control how you display them. So I chose to display mine throughout my entire existence by either going to play sports when something was on my mind, or either by writing. And at the time, I went to also give a voice to some of the young guys in my community. So I would talk to them. They would tell me different things, and I just started making a blog, and it just went from there.
Wow. So, I mean, to actually put your stories in a book, why did you want to do that? Like, and what gave you that courage to go ahead and say, this is going to be in black and white now?
I was I didn't really need any courage. You know, I wrote for my high school newspaper. I've always been a writer, wrote songs, wrote poems. It was just something I did in my spare time, you know. And after just reading my blogs and things like that, after reading my blogs, I said, you know what, this needs to be in a book. And I was fortunate enough to be referred to you. You made the process of composing my book seamless. You know, it was just like the pieces of a puzzle coming together. So once again, thank you for your professionalism and everything that you displayed in helping me keep one of my goals.
Thank you. Look, we're human, but we try to do our best, right?
Right. You know, for me,
Yeah.
it was just I worked in divorce court for over 14 years, and I see all these people come in who once said they loved each other, now can't stand each other. You know, they're doing anything to hurt someone, to hurt the other one, including using their children. And so when I first started writing, it was about my divorce and how we can help people not get to that point, how they can hit the reset button before they get to the divorce courtroom. And I'm thinking maybe if more people were more transparent with what they go through, that I wouldn't even have went through the divorce myself. But I think God chose me to go through that process because He knew that we can handle it and how He would bring us back together and how we would tell our story. And so now we're totally transparent with our marriage, and we even started a marriage ministry behind all of it. So, and then like you said, coming to She Publishing was just the icing on the cake, because now I'm able to do so much more since I've met you, and we even our trip to Houston. I've met so many people from that trip alone
Yes.
who just keep my territory just keep expanding, and just networking with people. So thank you for everything that you've done for not just me, for all of us. I'm sure we all feel the same way about She Publishing.
Exactly.
Well,
Absolutely.
I would just like to add that a friend of mine actually came to me with my idea to share my story, because I've been a caregiver for 11 years. And it was something that I just did. I never wanted any credit for it. I never looked for a pat on the back, anything. But this woman I had been with 26 years before she even had the illness. And over the years, she's always been my caregiver because she cooked for me, she took care of me. And I come from a humble beginnings, aka broke. I didn't have anything. So, it's to me, I'm just confused as to why she picked me out of all of the brothers that was in the neighborhood. So when she got sick, I just told God, I don't care how she ends up. I'm going to be there when she wakes up. And that's why I wrote the book.
Amen.
That's what's up.
Thank you, Shanika. You a pleasure, great to work with, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I'd love to add to what the brothers are saying to you, Miss Shanika, and your whole company and the workers behind the scene, your mom. I've been through two publishing companies, and they don't measure up. You've been the greatest, and I tell anybody, I don't care what race you are, that's the route to go right there, because you walked me through this book holding my hand. Even though you're in Chicago or Texas, I can seem like I got your grip while we're walking through it. So I'm delighted, and man, to meet you and to be a part of this family and this brotherhood here. I'm sure we got a lot of more people to meet in the family, but I'll tell anybody, you're the greatest. Your book company is the best.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, so one of the reasons why I brought you guys together is because you really have something in common. You guys are passionate about what you do, and I love working with authors who are passionate about what they do, who are supportive, because when you have a business, and you all have businesses, that you need that support, you need that encouragement, and that's what you guys have done for me. So you're the reason why I keep going. You and the women of She and the rest of the men of She. I want to do all that I can to expand so that we could sell 10,000 books or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? you know, but it's like, Royce, you should have been talking to Terry, because he would have told you to stay in there. And then Marvin would have been like, look, let me tell you about this. These women don't understand. And then Antonius would have came up with a slick blog or something for you. So, But for
Yeah.
me, okay, and I'm gonna move to the next question, but for you to come out with something so personable about marriage or maybe divorce or being black, to me, that's like courage. And what did the other people say about you writing your book? Did you get feedback from people outside, or did you get feedback from your wives to say, no, you ain't sharing this, or your girlfriend saying, no, you ain't sharing that? What has that been like?
For me personally, like I said, the wife, she wasn't totally on board with. She was okay with me writing the book, but she was just worried about what I would put in the book because you know how people are. You know, they can be cruel to say, you know, to keep it PG, and you know they want to get all in your business. But at the same time, in order for us to be able to help people, we have to be transparent and let people know what really goes on. You can tell them so much without telling them everything that happened in the marriage. So she was on board. Other people, my parents were, of course, on board. They were excited for me. I've had some friends that, you know, they were like, well, are you sure you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? They asked all those questions, but to me, it was a no-brainer. God gave me this idea and he told me to run with it. And so I've been running with it ever since, I think 2017, 2018, somewhere in there when I started writing. And it's been a joy just getting some of the feelings out. It's been therapeutic for me. So it didn't matter what other people said. This was going to happen.
All right. And Marvin, like with your book, I Woke Up Black, because the book is deep. And for me, what have the readers said? Like what feedback have you received?
Basically, they say, man, I can't put it down. I had one lady call me and told me that she read the whole book within a day and a half. And I'm like, whoa, what are you? And I'm like, she just said, man, you really put this thing, laid this thing out. You didn't hold back on anything. And I tried not to. Remember one time we was thinking about taking a few chapters out. You remember that? And you said, no, no,
Yeah.
no, we need them. I'm like, oh my goodness. But that's what I've gotten is just nothing but positive things. And the people was buying them like crazy. I guess just because of the title. One lady just basically told me, I was at a bar and one of my guys in Arkansas, and a guy introduced, we was like, where y'all from? I said, I'm from Texas. My friend said, well, I'm here because of his book signing. I flew in to introduce him. You're like, where are your books? I said, they out in the car. She's like, well, bring them in. And everybody behind the bar books in the kitchen and everything. I saw like 10 books in the nightclub. I'm like, whoa. So, you know, I've been just grateful, thankful that God gave me that vision to name it that, because I didn't even have another title. I just basically, he gave me that title and I ran with it, you know.
Oh my God. Okay. So Terry, how did your experiences and your beliefs influence your story? Your story is basically about your relationship with your wife.
Yes. Not only my relationship with my wife, it's actually a two-part story because to me, my story really didn't come really excitable until I became a caregiver and just showed so much love to my wife and just doing things that people just couldn't even imagine a man doing for another woman. And for as long as I have, and basically been by myself. So things like that made people interested in my story. But the thing about this story that I want people to know is I'm just an average Joe. I'm basically a nobody. And I had no college skills to do this type of work, caregiving. So that was my motivation to write the story and also just help people understand that it's a lifelong challenge because people are different now. It's not the same loving individual, and you have to learn how to separate that stuff. So that's what I want to do, and that's what I wanted to encourage, and that's what I hope my book can do.
Yes.
It's just encourage people to keep going and don't give up. No matter, as long as you got breath, just don't give up.
Yeah, I just want to jump in really quick and first just say that look, you first of all, you are somebody, okay? And I
Yes.
think that's the inspiring part of your story because you are saying I'm an ordinary person, but I quit is not an option for me. And I think um just speaking from a woman's perspective, like that's what we want. We want a man who love us to the point where if my I can't walk or whatever the case may be, you're going to be there for me, and we hope that we're doing that for you so that you could want to do that for us.
Well,
So,
let me say something on this. Matter of fact, she can't walk, and I've been going through different challenges. I call it rock bottom. When is rock bottom get to be rock bottom? You never know until you get there, right? But the one thing we always do is we fight it 100% time. We always going up once we hit there. And I've hit rock bottom in caregiving maybe 5 of the 11 years. She's had 3 strokes, right? So it's always something to learn. And it's something to make you cry every time. I cry on any day that ends in Y. I would tell anybody it's a crying thing because when you give your heart to someone so vulnerable, you're so vulnerable. If you don't cry, I can make anybody cry because I'm always crying. So I don't worry about stuff like that because I know who I love and everybody know that I love her. And that's the thing that I want God to know. And if I die tomorrow, I can smile.
Shanita, can I say something real quick?
mhm,
Because Terry, you said that you were ordinary. You may be an ordinary person, but you're doing something extraordinary. Not many men can do what you're doing. Not many people
mhm,
can do what you're willing to do. And it says something about the man, about who you are as a man, that you're willing to do that. So I commend you, my brother. I commend you for when you took them vows for sickness and in health. You took them and you meant them. A lot of people get married and they don't really take into consideration what they're saying and who they're saying it to. But I can tell just by listening to you that you meant every word that you said in the vows when you said "I do." So hats off to you, man. And
Yeah,
may
thank
God,
you.
God has not forgotten about you, and
mhm,
He is
It,
listening to
it,
every word you say. And those tears that you're carrying, that you shed, there's something good that's going to come out of every tear that you have shed.
mhm.
I believe it.
yeah.
I believe it. And I
Well,
also believe there's hope, that she will take that step again, and they ask me
Absolutely.
all the time, well, you believe? Of course I believe. If I didn't believe, I would have gave up a long time ago. It would even have been a book. It would even been us.
yeah.
So thank you all. I appreciate it because Donna
Well,
means more to me than life. And
yeah.
nobody believes that she does. So thank you so much.
Well, Mr. Terry, if I may, Miss Shanika, slide in real
Mhm,
quick. Mr.
mhm,
Terry, I heard what you said too about I'm a nobody. I'm listening. The way I listen to your story, this is what I get out of it. God prepared you for this. No different than He prepared the big fish for Jonah. You was prepared for this. I can hear it in your voice. You don't have no intentions on quitting. You're not gonna quit. When they say you going to the end, so I'm just gonna say to you, man, you're a hero. Because I know it's
Yes.
some like Mr. Roy said, it's a million men that would walk away. There's a million women that will walk away. So when somebody is committed, like I know you are, and I don't even know you, I can hear it and I can see you. Man, God prepared you for that. He kept you this long
Yes.
waiting on her, and that's some true love right there.
Thank you. I
True
believe it in
love.
all my heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know, Tony, you trying to dive in there. Come on, what you got to say?
No, I'm just in I was just in awe of everything that he was saying. And I was just sitting back thinking of how positive it is to see 2 other black men that barely knows him uh, speak on the impact that he's having. In order for them to step in the method that they did, I mean that just listening to his story has made an impact on their life, and it may make them to decide to be even more committed to whatever it is that they have going on in their personal lives. So once again, you never know you never know the impact that you can have on a person just from them listening to you. So once again, I'm gonna give the same sentiment as the other 2 fellas, Mr. Terry. I also salute your dedication.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It means a word to me. It means a word to me.
Yeah.
Well,
We
you-
had a Yeah, go ahead, Marvin.
You sure? You okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. We as authors here, Mr. Finch, Mr. Royce, Mr. Terry, as black men, if we were all there right now, we would be embracing Mr. Terry right now.
We would.
And though
Yeah.
we not here, but I'm sure he'd feel our love. But my point is that's why the book author for men is great, because it takes a real man to put on paper for other people to read his feelings. And that's what's wrong with the rest of the world. I say the other world is that we don't want to talk about it. We hide it. We sweep it on the rug, or that's being weak. Guess what? That's why we walk past each other every day without shaking hands. Brother asking the brother, "Are you all right?" The eyes don't lie. We see the motion in the eyes. You're hurting and you're walking past each other every day. But we're the real new guys that has to put the words out there for people to read, and we got to encourage more black men like ourselves to put it on paper. If you're afraid to tell somebody, put it in a book, put it on paper, because it really relieves you. It relieves me when I can write it. Like people ask me, man, what chapter this is your book? When I write a book, I'm sorry, gentlemen, y'all might not be like me on some things. I don't read the book once I'm done. I don't ever pick it up again. So I couldn't really tell you what's in it. God just give it to me, and I flow with it for about 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, whatever, and I'm done. Because it's my heart I spilled out, and I don't know what I couldn't tell you unless you ask me and tell me what I said. I really don't know. So anyway,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think we definitely understand what Terry wants readers to get from his story. But what do you guys, Marvin, we can start with you. What do you want people to get from your story, I Woke Up Black?
nothing but change. Change. We can't continue to go on like this as black people. We're so distant. It's ridiculous of how we just. Oh, I can go on and on. We just so distant, and to feel what I feel on the screen, and I'm not nowhere near Chicago. This is the kind of stuff we need every day, not just in church, not just in church, not just on the job. Nowhere. We need it every day before we leave the house. Hug your son, hug your father. The kids don't even hug their father no more to get 15 and 16. I know boys don't. I don't know about the girls, but I never see a boy, a man put his arm around his son, leaving the barbershop no more. It's just so distant. So I just want people to go back to the old landmark and remember when love used to be in the building. And respect.
Royce, I'd like to know what you want the readers to know, but I also want you to share an experience from our gala this past October, because you were a part of a men's mental health session,
Okay.
right? So, yeah, let
Yeah.
us know first about your book, and then tell us a
Okay.
little bit about that, because I'm feeling this all
Right.
all over
And
again.
so it's bringing back so many memories from that night. But after listening to Terry and then now listening to Marvin and Antonius, you basically just brought out everything that's in my book that I would like for people to understand. That it's okay to share your feelings. It's okay to cry in front of other people. It's okay to love your brother, your sister, whatever. All of that is perfectly fine. For too long, we have hidden our feelings because we are ashamed of being labeled as soft or weak or whatever, when in fact it's the exact opposite. Because I think it takes a stronger man to express himself to the point where he's moved to tears and to show the world that he's vulnerable. So I think just in this panel right here, we definitely express what I want people to get out of my books. Hidden feelings needs to be shared and revealed to the world, and it's okay. So when I was in the gala, it was such a wonderful experience being on the panel with a bunch of brothers who I never met before, and we all began to talking. And once we started talking, you begin to realize we all have similar stories, but because we're so closed off, we don't know what to do. Like when I went through my divorce, had I opened up to other men and I would have found out that I wasn't the only one who went through these problems. I wasn't the only one who didn't know how to express themselves to their wives because you were afraid to be weak or vulnerable or whatever the case may be. So I think the gala was a great experience, and I still talk to some of the guys today, and it's been what Shanita said, it was in September. And now here it is in
October.
December. And I developed a really good friendship with one of the men that was on the panel. We talk and we just, we do it once a week check-in just to check on, see how each other, how each other's doing or what's going on. So even, I extend my phone number to you brothers too. Let's do it once a week check-in, if nothing else, just to make sure that we're doing okay, because mental health is real. And a lot of times that's another thing that we don't want to talk about or get help for. But we all need it at some point. We can't, the strongest man gets weak at some point in his life. So I think this is great. I'm always open to anybody who wants to call me or text me or whatever. You send me a smoke signal, and as long as I can get it, I'm going to respond. I might not be right that day, but believe me, I will respond.
Wow. And then Antonius, what would you like the readers? What message would you like to give to the readers? And also, I've heard a word, emasculation. Is that the word? Am I saying it wrong? I've heard you talk about that. I've heard you say you're gonna do another book. So I know I threw a bunch at you at one time, but let us know about the readers first, and then that word that
Sure.
I've heard.
I can handle it all. Okay. Well, as far as for me, I want the readers to feel comfortable. That's the most important thing to me. And I realized that once you put something on paper, you never know who hands it will end up in, who will read it. Mm-hmm. One of my short stories was called Blood Makes You Related, Loyalty Makes You Family. And you will be shocked at how many of the, let's say the young guys from our neighborhood, okay, that may be in an arterial lifestyle. You never know how, you can imagine how many of those people that walked up to me and said, man, I understand that, because my brothers in the streets, that's my family, and I'm able to relate to that because I'm from that community, so that was one. And then another one of my stories was called Love Experience. Love Experience was about a woman I met that I fell in love with, that I cheated on and left me. And me writing that story there, it made me vulnerable to the women. They gave me so much advice, And I also wrote another story called A Difference in Death. And the difference in death is, when someone is sick and they're progressing towards death, you can cope with it better than when someone is taken away from you suddenly. So that again goes off what Mr. Royce was saying about mental health. Us in the Black community, we have way more violence that's publicized. And when you lose someone to violence, okay, you're never the same. You just can't continue to move forward. You have to go and seek mental health. I believe that mental health is looked upon as with a negative viewpoint in the African American community, and the difference in that, it shows that. And it shows we have to be able to express ourselves. We have to be able to talk to people, things like that. So, that's what I want the readers to have from my book, is the comfortability just to pick it up and say, wow, I can relate to this, or I can relate to that, and me writing this book has led me on other platforms. It was another platform I was on called Tip Tuesday. I was on that platform, discussing the book. It's just reaching more and more people, and I'm grateful for that. Now, to speak of what you said, I do have two more books coming out. There's another man that she named Ahmad Smith, okay, and he wrote a book, and I believe his book was Cody Blackman.
Yes.
It was like a children's book, okay, about a superhero. And this book was, I was like, wow, it was a great book. And that inspired me to write a code book with my daughter. She's 6 years old, called The Adventures of Avery and Daddy. So we've been many different things that we've been doing that we're going to compose into a book. Okay. Now, the book that Shanita's referring to It's called The Emasculation of Marriage. A lot of marriages, I can't speak for everyone, okay, but what I've witnessed from people that I know personally and everything like that, sometimes our women are forced to be independent and to be strong, that they may not know when it's time to step into their femininity when they have a man that's able to lead. Okay. So at that point, when a man is comfortable being who he is, then he goes into survival mode. And then the woman and the family will only get a shell of that man, which is what the emasculation of the marriage happens at. So those are the two books that we're looking forward to coming out in 2024.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, good job.
Wow, let me see. So Mark, so we have a few people on here. I want to say hi to Dave and Mark and Pamela Coleman. So Mark is saying there's definitely a negative stigma on mental health in our community. It's important to educate ourselves on the benefits of nurturing our mental and reach out for help when we need it. So yeah. Does anybody else agree with Antonius? I think I probably should have had some women on here so we could really have a conversation.
I think we definitely can have
Hey,
a conversation.
can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I got some for you. I just shot my 2-hour documentary on Black men and mental health, and it's finished. And I'm gonna get it to you. And I get it to everybody. It's bad. It's bad. I had some very great people on there, doctors and all that stuff on there, and the preachers, ministers, female and male. So I've shot that one when we did it last Monday, and I'm doing one next in January on Black women and mental health. And we have Black doctors. That's mental health doctors. That's going to be on there, females and males. So I'm gonna do that, and then at the end I'm gonna do a part two of the men, because we didn't get over all we went through 10 topics, and I had 20 on there. So I can't wait to get that to you guys.
Congratulations. Look, everybody said, come on, brother. Congratulations. And yes. And
Oh man,
that is
it took a lot.
awesome.
It took a lot. It was a lot of tears and everything, and that was one of the topics. Is it okay for a Black man to cry?
Yeah.
And man, it's just, we got to get rid of all this hard, tough stuff. Can I say this? It's not for big TV. I think the rappers made all the brothers hard. I'm thinking from the 80s on up, they made all the brothers hard. And man, we the weakest. I think women are the strongest thing on earth. Be as far as I'm saying, I'm speaking from my great grandmama, grandmother. How they took that one egg out the freezer and that out the ice box, and that some pickle radish, a spoonful of pickle radish, made you a sandwich. Hey, them Black women back then knew how to get in the kitchen and make something out of nothing, man. And when Dad wasn't there, Grandpa wasn't there, they knew how to tighten you up too. So we done got away from that, man.
Well, I can say I was raised by women from the day I was born, because I always say my dad's name was Randolph because he ran off and left me. So,
Oh my God.
So I was always
I
raised by women. My mom was strong, and my baby's mom was strong, because at 20 years old, I made a decision and thought I had met the women of my dreams 41 years ago. And the only thing I got out of it was a beautiful son that we both loved. And that's the only thing we had in common. So although I thought she was Miss Right, she ended up being always Miss Always Right. So, that didn't work.
Yeah,
so
I'm listening to what everyone is saying, right? And I agree to a certain point. Can't say I fully agree, but see, that's the benefit of being an author, that we all have our different thought processes. Okay. I heard you say, Marvin, that we got away from some things, and I do believe that we did. Okay. I do believe that we did, and I agree with you on that. But I think more so the problem is you have to evolve with the time, and I think that it's a communication gap between the different eras. Some people are stuck in the past. Some people refuse to change. If you look at sports, right? I'm using this analogy. Let's use LeBron James. Okay, He's been in the NBA 21 seasons now.
Mhm.
His game isn't the same of his game isn't the same when he came in. When he came in, he was young, he was more athletic. But towards the end of his career, he's developed a jump shot. He, you know, he's he's evolving. So I think what we need to do is evolve with the current times, but we have to keep some of the old school values.
Oh yeah.
I always taught the way to win awards with a younger person's energy and an older person's mind.
Mhm.
So things can't be the way that they were in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and we expect things to be great. We have to evolve with the modern times now, but we still have to apply some of the older concepts that work. So
Mhm.
I think that generational gap there is what needs to be bridged. It's just my opinion
You're definitely entitled to
You know,
that. Definitely.
I can kind of agree with that. I see what you're saying. And there's a delicate balance in the home. And what happens is over the years, where men had to go off and go to work, women were left alone doing everything.
on that. Exactly.
And so now dad is trying to provide and can't be there to help rear the children sometimes. So our kids don't see what dad is really doing. All they
Exactly.
know is dad is gone and mom is here. So there's a delicate balance right there that we need to maybe find our way back to the middle, to where dad can still be at work and handle business, but at the same time still be present in the home to be what dad needs to be. Because a
Exactly.
lot of times we as men, we will put material things. I can't be there, but I'm gonna go buy you this to show you that I love you. Well, instead, a lot of kids would rather be like, Dad, I'd rather have you here than have that material thing.
But
So,
with a
but
lot
dad
of
still needs to
men,
go to work.
with a lot of men, if you have time, then you're not out making money to support the family. And then if you're not supporting the family,
Right.
then you don't really have the time. So basically, it has to, one of the others want to suffer. So imagine a
Yeah.
single man that's raising a kid that has to juggle both. So that
Mhm.
right there in itself can be difficult. So just piggybacking off what you said and what Marvin said, I do think that we have to get back to some things, but we just have to do it in a modern way. You know,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now we can go on and on, but we don't want to spoil the
Yes.
show now.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and I mean, I guess for me, from a woman's perspective, I mean, I'm not really into social media and all of that, but when I've gone on there, I've heard this chatter about men. If you're there, that mean you ain't making money, or if you're here, you spending time, but you ain't making money. So I don't know. I don't necessarily have my viewpoint on that right now. I was not prepared to talk about that right now, but I do believe that there has to be a balance between both.
yeah,
And I'm saying men and women, when it comes to the kids and everything like that, because right now the women are working too, you know, and
exactly.
I do understand that, like, we want the men to lead, I mean, even in my profession, in law and in publishing, I have to be mindful of that balance as well when it comes to my children and my spouse and my family, period. But yeah, we could be on and on about that. So look, uh I'm gonna let you guys know that you can get their books everywhere. And when Terry's book comes out, you'll be able to get his book as well. When we get through with the interviews, I will share the covers of you guys' books just so that everybody can physically see those books. As a matter of fact, let me do this real quick. And let me see if I could share. Let's see. All right. I think you guys can see the She Publishing's website. We actually partnered with
Mhm.
Tesla this year with the gala, so
Wow.
that was so exciting. But yeah,
Yes.
so here we go. Hidden Feelings Revealed. The cover is there. Quit is not an option. I Woke Up Black. And Antonius, he is he's the longest, he's been on the roster the longest. Okay, so that's the only reason why his book is right here. But this is Finch Files, short stories from a Chi-Town Inglewood blogger. So we have some really amazing books on our roster. And so I'm just gonna let the cat out the bag. First of all, our authors have goals, okay? And we got about 5 or 6 more minutes, but our authors have goals. If you can pick one goal and match it with an author, okay, you're gonna get a prize, okay? Now, this is a recording, so I'm not giving out the prizes until Friday. And she has gotten her birthday gift as well. And it's a gift for y'all. So we have a show planned on the 26th of December. And I got a surprise for you. Okay. But you're going to have to watch the show. Okay. All right. So anybody who's on this live, all right, I'm going to give out one, two. No, let me do the movies. Let me know the movies because Tony, he wasn't right. He didn't give us his goals yet. But okay. Yeah, I'm putting you out there like that. So we have 4 Christmas movies: The Grinch, This Christmas, Bad Santa, and The Best Man Holiday. Okay. The Grinch, This Christmas, Bad Santa, and The Best Man Holiday. You know what? Let me put the men back on because you might need to see. All you need is to select one movie to one person, and you're gonna get the prize of your life. It'll be a book, okay? All right, a stocking stuffer. All right, so I'm gonna let that hang out there for a minute, y'all, and I will tell y'all the answers to this on the 26th of December. Okay, that is the day after Christmas. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I do want to say is the goals, and we're just going to go ahead and say what the goals are. So, selling 10K books. Who is that? Whose goal? Matter of fact, you guys, whose goal is that? Oh, I think y'all know.
Who
Marvin.
wants to say? Yeah, we know.
Oh
That's
my
Marvin.
gosh. Yeah, you do know. Okay, Marvin, why is this ain't
I thought
fair?
you was talking to the audience.
Yeah, we were listening to each other.
I know, I forgot that part. All right, Marvin, why is that your goal for 2024?
Well, I feel it's a job that I can do, and definitely with the help of Sheep Publishing and Mr. Caleb, Mr. G, my marketing people, and I'm ready to just hit the floor running. That little book sign, big book signing I did in Arkansas, I didn't plan on selling all those books. I planned on selling about 100, and then I went out of all of them. I said, "Whoa!" It really wore me out because I was running back and forth to Little Rock and Pine Bluff, back and forth. That's like 30 miles. I'm twice a day, sometimes twice a day, selling to friends and classmates that lived up there. So I wound up staying in Arkansas almost a week and a half, but it was a blessing. So if I could do that in a week, 200, so I figured in 12 months, I could do 10,000.
Wow, that's what's up.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And so someone wants to gain more exposure. So Royce, why is that one of your goals for 2024?
So I didn't really fully tell you the whole thing, but I'll let the cat out of the bag now. When I say fully exposed, more exposure, I'm talking movies, turning these books into movies, because I truly believe that these books are more than just something to read, that they will actually become movies that can help other people. So when you see the characters, you'll see yourself in some of these in this movie that's to be released. But from
Of course.
the Hidden Feelings series to Blessed While Broken, I'm sure a lot of people can see themselves, especially in Blessed While Broken, the book about my marriage, divorce, and then getting remarried. People can see themselves in that movie, as well as Hidden Feelings. You know, you never know what character you may be, but at the same time, we all have hidden feelings that we need to figure out why, and then figure out what we need to do to get over those feelings or over to truly express them. So when I say expand my territory, I don't just mean literally just the books. I mean movies, videos, the whole nine.
Wow. And so the 26 has something to do with that too. Just let you in on the cat in the bag or whatever however you say it. All right. Next, listen and learn. Terry, why is that your goal for 2024?
Well, like everyone knows, I love my wife and I'm really passionate about this book. But what do Terry Haywood do after the next book? Since I'm new at this, I want to listen to all of the great authors. And right now I'm listening to, so I'm already ahead of the game as far as listening and learning because the passion here, and not only that, the content is amazing. Because again, a lot of these content people are afraid to talk about. So when you can get the controversial the titles and then be able to talk about it and have force, people will listen because number one, we're going to plan our work and work our plan. So with that, we're going to get the word out through books, through conversations, and whatever it takes to make a difference because people make the world go round. So I'm excited about that, exciting to meet you guys and working with you guys in any form of communication and just sending a message to people. And that's what I want to learn.
Yeah, see, I think that's one of the reasons why I love this platform because we could do so like you can do a lot by yourself, but if you could get together with a group of men or a group of women or a people, we could do so much more together. And that's what this is all about. That's what She Publishing is about, connecting, bringing people together. I'm just loving this whole thing. And the next goal, let me see. I don't have it.
I texted to you. Okay.
Oh, okay, let's see.
You texted. See, I sent it to you. Okay.
Okay, you did. All right. So, Antonius's goal is to become more involved in the community he grew up in. So, why is that your goal for 2024?
Well, that's my goal because I want the kids in my community to see something different. So, with that being said, what I'm basically reaching towards is I want to bring She Publishing to the community, to Murray Park, and do like a back to school drive to where we give out school supplies and we talk to the kids about being authors. Because if you think about it, think about all the rappers right now.
And
The Lil Durk from Chicago, the Lil Durks, the
and
Chief Keef, the King KO, the P Street Lil Chris, that's just the rappers from Chicago, okay? They're nothing but authors. They're writing raps out. So all they're doing is expressing the world that they live in.
Yeah.
So they're no different from us. We're expressing ourselves, they're expressing themselves. It's just another form of being an author. So what I think is if we can show a different form of being an author to the youth, then we can introduce them to to a more intellectual side of it. It's already what they're doing. So yes, Shanita, that's something that we need to work on. We need to orchestrate that to bring you to the Inglewood community, give away school supplies, different things like that to get a kid something different that besides football and basketball. That's going to be there every day, but actually seeing a panel of authors coming to their neighborhood to the park, that's something they'll remember for the rest of their life. So
Wow.
That's
we need
good.
to orchestrate.
That is absolutely amazing, y'all. I
Yeah.
mean, this is what this is about, right? So, I mean, on this call already, and Royce mentioned this, we're ordinary people doing extraordinary things, right? I mean, we already have someone who's done a documentary, Marvin. I mean, like, there's so much talent. There's so many blessings that I've gotten from this call alone. And thank you guys. First of all, thank you for signing with She. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You mean the world to me. And that's the reason why the book that I'm coming out with from Projects to Publisher is a dedication to you guys and all of the authors who have built the foundation of this company from 2020 to 2023. You each will have a page dedicated specifically to you all because you are the reason that I'm here. There is no She without you guys. Um So, and I thank you and I appreciate you guys for feeling the same and just for riding with us, and traveling with us. This may cover our faces, but we actually have two people on this call who will be in DC in February. One is Royce. He will be representing us in DC in the Black History Month Literary Weekend, as well as Marvin O'Brien, and he will be there. So, Royce and Marvin, they have a number of books already that's out already. So they will be representing us, but I do see, each and every one of you representing us somewhere, whether it's Inglewood, whether I'm from Inglewood,
Me
Robert
too.
Taylor Projects.
Me too.
So okay, well, so I'm from them humble beginnings, you know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
played on
We
63rd and
have
Stewart.
bread to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, I played
So
in church on 63rd and Stewart. So yeah, I've been over there 22 years of my life. Yeah, when I told you I was broke from the beginnings, yeah, it came
yeah,
39 Stateway Garden, Robert Taylor,
yeah.
Royal Homes on Potter's Grove, Doolittle down there on 35th. Yeah, I've been on the South Side 22 years. My parents and brothers and sisters still stay over there on 40th and Prairie. I think Shanita name on King Drive down there. I
I
used to go to
did.
Iowa. Yeah, I used to be at Washington Park. Yeah, so I'm very familiar with Inglewood, the South Side of Chicago, period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That'd be a great experience for the kids. First stop we have to go is to Murray Park on 73rd and Hermitage.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
oh yeah.
73rd and Polina, 72nd and Marshfield. So I want to bring something to my community. So that way, we can start there, we can expand out.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well,
Whoever
I
expands.
really truly hope y'all are listening in on the 26th because something what you said, Antonius, what you said, Marvin, what you said, Royce, we got some things that we are doing for you guys, okay? And I want y'all to be a part of this, okay? Because y'all are my family. Okay, so this may cover us too. This is the last thing, you guys. We're gonna go. We are kind of overtime right now, but oh yeah, I've showed the books already. Um, and you can get their books on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Some are at Walmart, Target. Do you guys have any social media platforms that you want to share with the group? And then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll start with Marvin.
Okay. Well, you can reach me at marvinobrien.com. All five of my books are on there. And that's basically it. I hope that any read that you pick, I promise you, you'll get something good out of it. All my stuff is positive, basically from the heart. I tell everybody I don't know everything. I just know a little bit about a lot, and so I want to reach this new generation to just for change. Let me say this too. I've been a barber for 37 years. Well, I've had a barber for 30 years, but I have a license for 30 some years. And I've been a Lyft driver for 8 years. I retired and just started doing Lyft. And I just see so much hurt. All these authors I just spoke to, I've learned something off each one of them tonight. I see so much mental with the homeless, and every day I'm downtown Dallas and seeing people crossing the road and the light is green and they just walk across the street, and I'm like, wow, everybody got to slam on brakes. It's just, man, it's hurtful to see it on a daily basis. And then when I was in that shop, I heard it so much coming from the parents. So, man, that boy in jail, back in jail again. She was 16, through all of that. So let's try to share this and just see what I guess the question is, what can I do? That's the big, what can I do to help?
Right, Royce. Where can we um
On Facebook,
follow
you can
you?
find me as Royce Dixon Sr. and Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm author Royce Dixon Sr. So pretty much anywhere you put in Royce Dixon Sr., I'll come up. And then I have my own website too, RoyceDixonSenior.com.
Right. Antonius.
I'm on Facebook as Antonius Finch, and I have my own blog site called Finch Sons at WordPress.com. You can always message me there, and you can read different blogs of mine on that website as well.
And some people want to know about the event that you're trying to put together, Antonius.
But I need to communicate after this to put it together, Shanice. I'm putting it on you, you know?
And Terry, do you have is there, he's gonna
Yeah, because since I'm relatively new right now, only way you can follow me is from the L when I'm coming home from the train. But I try to work on the social media like Facebook and all of that because I'm caveman when it comes to Facebook. This is Facebook to me. So once I get established and stuff and talk to you guys who seem to be further along than I would definitely like to listen and learn. I pick up well. But right now, follow me home from the L. No, seriously, Terry Haywood and Facebook. The only thing I have is the Facebook page. Sorry about that. That's it.
And Terry does have a website that's gonna be opening as well, and so you'll be able to, go to that website as well, you guys. But if it's okay with you, I will email you guys. Is that okay if I do that? And then that way you guys will have each other contact information. And so I just want to thank you guys for coming on the She Pub Network. And we will be in touch definitely, because now that you spoke some stuff, people are asking, okay?
Thank you for having me. And it was a pleasure being on the panel with the rest of you gentlemen.
Yes. I enjoyed it more than I expected.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. So the next show will be tomorrow. Again, like I said, we doing this all week. Ladies and gentlemen, I learned so much today. I had such an amazing time, and I hope you guys did too. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you again.
She publishing.